What is up, y'all? I'm a little crooked here. There we go. What is up, guys? Oh my gosh. I have had a wild last few days. Sorry I missed Saturday night. It was just one of those things where I could have swore my mom said that everyone, all the family was coming over at lunch for our Christmas feast, and I quickly realized that she was going to be having it at nighttime, and there wouldn't have been any way to be able to go live. Just too much noise going on. So it is what it is. Missed Saturday night, so now I've got to do 5 live streams this week. And I almost did the water changes in this bad boy Friday night before I left, but I went ahead and left them. It's not really always a good idea to do water changes before you leave for a few days. So I went ahead and just left them. And I went around and checked all the tanks, went around and fed them all. Everybody's alive and well. And yeah, things are going good. I did think that I saw an egg in the Cheese Creek cave, and I ended up having to pull the cave out and everything. The male was caved up, and it looked like there was one egg, which I thought it was kind of bizarre that there would just be one, you know. But it ended up being like a apple snail or ladder snail or whatever you call them. It was just an orange one. It was weird. So what is up, everyone? Hopefully you guys are all having a great holiday season. I've got all of my Christmas done. I got to take my youngest to his mom's tomorrow, but yeah, I'm just going to hang out here all day tomorrow, do some work in the fish room, get caught up on some stuff. I am going to do water changes here in a little bit in this room, because I've got to get them done. So let's go to the chat and see who all is here. We got Jess from Jess Shrimp Granny. What is up, Jess? Got John Bedker, Ken Amy, Mr. D's, Jeremy H, Reels Tanks. What's up, guys? We got Aqua Apprentice, Curious, Axolotl. Let's see, who else? Science Gal Aquatics is here, which I got to meet her today. She lives just about an hour north of where I grew up at. And I set it up with her to do a meetup with her today. And I'm going to have to change whenever I know that I'm going to go somewhere that there's fish tanks. I've got to start bringing my camera, but I did not bring my camera, but she told me that I could come back. I mean, she's got like 10 aquariums. It was kind of cool. She showed me around in her fish room. She even sent me some fish home. So, yeah, Carrie's a really nice person. And I got to see the Science Gal Aquatics fish room. It was pretty cool. We had a really good visit. I got to meet her little kiddo and her boyfriend. And, yeah, it was a good time. So welcome to the live stream, Carrie. Nice to see you again. Dan Slee is in the house. What's up, Dan? Dank Tanks is here. Mikey from Mile High Plecos is here. AJ from Turbofish. Congrats on getting out of jail before Christmas. Yeah, I can't even remember where you had said that at, but I was totally lost, but I got it later. So, yep, I'm out, bro. Let's see. Reels talking to okay. Jess Shrimp says retail Christmas life at the pet store is almost over. Another week of people getting into the hobby. I would say that it's got to be crazy. Let's see here. Annie Confetti is here. Merry Christmas to you too. Ken Amy is here. I'm at a holiday party being antisocial watching you. Hey, man, whatever it takes to get through those things, right? I always thought that doing water changes before leaving for a couple of days was a good idea, or did I not hear what you just said, right? Well, the water changes weren't due till today anyhow. So, I mean, these 2 tanks right here, they evaporate off a lot. I don't have lids on them. But yeah, they weren't due till tonight anyhow. I did them last Monday night. I only do water changes in this room once a week. So really, if you're going to go away for a few days and you'll be back in time to do your normal water changes, there's no need to change your water change schedule just because you're afraid of something over the weekend. So that was just me kind of talking out loud. But I have heard some people say, if you're going to be going away for a week, it's not a good idea to do a water change the night before, because if you do a water change the night before, you can't see if something was wrong. So like, let's say your city did something with your water. On a normal week, you do your water changes. The next day you see, wow, there's something going on, you know, and you can get it figured out. But if you go away for a week, you didn't get to figure out that there was something wrong with your water, I think is what I've heard before. And like on me, in my case, I didn't need to do a water change because they weren't really due yet. So there was no use. The only reason why I almost did them was to where I didn't have to do them tonight. I've still got a lot of things like when I got back, I had to take my boys home first where they could take care of the dogs. I did have a pet setter that checked up on them every day, but they hadn't been here since this morning. So I wanted to get that taken care of first. Then I had to take my daughter to her mom's house because she had to get ready for work. And then after that, I had to go and get groceries because the grocery stores are all going to close. And I knew I didn't have very many groceries because I've got to fix me and my oldest son some meals tomorrow. And then after I got done with that, I needed to come home and take care of the fish that I got from Carrie's house. And in order to do that, I had to catch like 15 male endlers out of a 40-gallon breeder because I wanted to put these new fish in there. And those male endlers, it took me like an hour to get all of them. I mean, it's a planted aquarium and it's pretty wild. So I guess long story short, one of the reasons why I wanted to maybe do them Friday night was to where I didn't have to mess with it tonight. But yeah, I mean, I didn't really need to do them. They weren't due yet. Let's see here. Jeff just got out of jail. This is super duper serial. Jeff went to jail. No, I didn't go to jail. I've never been to jail even 1 minute in my whole. Well, I went to visit people before. Simon James is in the house. Cichlid 23 is here. Okay, so that is at the bottom of the chat. Goodness. Bear Bottom Aquariums is here. What is up, Bear Bottom? Dank Tanks. I already said Dank Tanks. Man, I can't believe that I'm at the bottom. Mike Howe is here. I leave my tanks alone when I leave on vacation. I think you would be okay if you did it like a couple of days or a few days before you left, but supposedly, and it kind of makes sense, supposedly you're not really supposed to do it right before you leave, you know? I mean, it's kind of tough, you know. I guess that would be for a long period of time too, but I think the biggest argument would be like, what if something happened with your water and you wasn't here to be able to see that effect was bad for your fish or something? And that kind of makes sense. Let's see here. Okay, take a shower in my boots and go to sleep. Okay, dang. Blue Water's in the house. What's up, Blue? Catastic is here. Let's see. Who else? Okay. I think we're all caught up. I am going to go ahead since we are caught up. Science Gal Aquatics says, thankful they made it okay. Wrapping last minute gifts. Awesome. Yeah, I love the fish, actually. I mean, they're amazing. I did put some water wisteria in there. I've got a whole bunch of water wisteria. I didn't really have that tank set up for live bears. I had it set up as all male inler tank. So I put some water wisteria in there, but I did it as like floating. I had a great big hunk of it. And that's about it. Didn't do too much more. But I'm going to go ahead and get the water pump out and start emptying out some tanks, and I'll be right back. Also, if you guys could tell me in the chat if my audio is okay tonight, I don't even know. I guess you guys would have probably complained if it wasn't. Talk amongst yourself. Alrighty. Haley from Oddball Aquatics is here. Well, what is up, Haley? Shout out to Affliction Jeans. Jeff goes to go to Jean Company. Let's see. Let's see who else. Happy Baby Jesus Day. Mob Guppy is here. What's up, Peter? Jenko. Bum 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 bum. Do 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 do. John. Oh boy. We'll show it. Who cares? Where did we go here? Okay. Shout out. Oh, I already read that one. God, that one stuck out. Terry's Tropical Tanks is here, and he says audio is good. Thanks a lot, Terry. My Cowboys made the playoffs finally. That was good. That's why I'm wearing the Cowboys hat tonight. I haven't worn it in a long time because we've had a really cruddy season. Reels Tank says, what does this vacation word mean? LOL, just kidding. I actually haven't took a whole week off since the summer of 2012. With my kids needing to go to the doctor all the time and appointments, yada, yada, yada. I tend to take mine just here and there. Like right now, I've got a full, well, I took today as a personal day. So out of, you know, you get a full 120 built up and then you can't make up any more, you know, and I had the full 120. So now I'm down 8 hours, but taking off today meant that I had Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday off. So that's a 4-day. Those are nice. I mean, they're better than nothing. Mile High Pleco says, I'm finally fixing all my mess of airlines and adding box filters in all my tanks. Awesome, man. Those box filters that you got, I'd like to see them too, because I remember when you got them, I think you were saying they were Gemco, the nice stuff. So it'd be kind of nice to see those things, how you get them set up and stuff. Mr. D says, Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays, blessed y'all. I'm assuming y'all. Joseph is here. What is up, Joseph? Nice to see you, buddy. What type hose are you using for water changes? Is it rigid? I don't know that I would necessarily consider it rigid. I got it from Dr. Foster's, and I can't even remember if it's a 20-foot or 15-foot or what, but it's really stiff. But it, you know, it's not really, I wouldn't consider it a rigid. So, but I do have to change tanks. I'll be right back. Okay, let's see here. I gotta answer this back real quick. Ugh. Hang on, guys. The pump came out. Okay. Gotta say, I like this picture. Oh, no. Oh, no. Oh, yeah, that is nice. Mikey just sent me this picture of a real nice young L182. He's got a really nice lineage, guys. His lineage is so nice. I've got some of them. Let's see. Where was I? Interesting family gathering? Question mark. Yeah. Whose turn to be Bonnie? Uh-oh. Is Bonnie here? Oh, my gosh. I'm so riveting watching Jeff text. Yeah. I'm sorry. My ex-wife texted me wanting to know if I was bringing my youngest son or if she was bringing, and I wanted to answer that to where I didn't have to mess with that later or forget to answer her back. All right, I'm going to switch tanks, guys. I'll be right back. Let's see. I am going to a tour a fish store in Memphis and the Memphis Zoo Aquarium. That is awesome, man. That is really awesome, actually. Get the chat down here to where I can see it better. Bonnie Strides is here. Mob Guppy says ancient aliens just insinuated that Queen Elizabeth could be an alien. Oh boy. Oh boy. Tampa Tom is here. What's up, Tampa Tom? Melvin from Phoenix Aquatics 411 is here. What is up, guys? Priscilla is here. Mikey almost burned his house down. Uh-oh. Is that why he had an electrician out there today? He didn't tell me that part. He just told me he had an electrician out there today. But I'm always open to Fishmas presents. Yes. Tampa Tom says, hey, Jeffro, I got lost. I'm here now. Oh, boy. It's been a while since I got lost. I think that it's kind of fun, actually. I just noticed some giant ram's horn snails in that tank. They're gigantic. What is up, Mr. Bees? Brandon is here. Nice to see you, buddy. A lot of you guys don't know, I think, if I remember right, he is originally from here. So even though he's in Canada and you normally wouldn't say Merry Christmas to someone in a different country, Merry Christmas, Mr. B. Daryl Deemer is here. He says Merry Christmas and Happy Holidays, everyone. Well, you too, Daryl. Nice to see you, buddy. Let's see who else. All righty. Uh-oh, someone said curious. I'll try to remember. Okay, that is not for me. Remember berries. Hey, Mortal Slayer 82 is in the house. What is up, Kevin? And Keith Boardley's here. What is up, Keith? I can send you some snails, Jeff. Oh, I've got tons of snails. I've got probably 2 or 3 billion Malaysian trumpet snails. Probably 1.5 billion ram's horn snails. But now the apple snails are getting better. But now, since August, I got some assassin snails, and they're helping me out in some tanks, and I've really got the assassin snails going now. So I'm spreading them out in some of these tanks where the snail population is getting really wild. I don't think that pump is pumping. Hang on a second. We're all good. Daniel Edit says, Jeff, what's your favorite part about live streaming? I would say the favorite part about live streaming is like the engagement. You've got a select few people that comment on every single one of your videos. Your normal edited uploads. But then you've got people that like the live streams as well. They like that interaction. And I would say that's probably my favorite part. It's one of those type of deals where instead of just uploading a video and talking to a select few people that do comment on every single one of your videos, you get to talk to a wider group, a bigger group. Not Nola Jane is here. What is up, Not Nola Jane? Carbon Really is here. What is up, Carbon Really? Nice to see you guys. Oh, birthday cake. Yeah, you better go do that, Ken. Benjamin P is in the house. What's up, Benjamin? Oddball Aquatic says, watch as Jeff does the same thing over and over, expecting different results. Now, that I think is the definition of crazy. I think that actually is the actual definition of crazy. Oh. What's your dream fish? Mine is the dinosaur Bisher. I don't really necessarily have a dream fish. I've got some fish that I'm going to pick up next month that I've been waiting on a long time that are kind of expensive, but yeah, I don't really necessarily. I mean, some of the larger plecos, I guess, would be a dream fish. So like have a big dream tank. Like right now, I'm thinking about something in the ballpark of 300 to 600 gallons, and get some gigantic plecos and some big catfish and different things like that. But I got to switch tanks, guys. Okay. Cool fish are worth the money and a new aquarium. Yes. I haven't bought myself anything for Christmas yet either. So, like, really what I need to do is I need to send out some messages tonight and tomorrow and get figured out when I'm going to go. I'm going to make a trip to Minnesota, and then I need to make a trip to Chicago. Before I go to the Chicago trip, though, I want to have a big tank bought, because I know if I go to Chicago, I'm going to end up buying some large plecos. So I want to have a tank first before I go. But maybe I could order something while I'm there too. I don't know. But I need to go to Minnesota here in a couple weeks or so and get my shell dweller fish. A native fish pond would be cool, Kevin. That would be awesome, actually. Do you hit all the tanks with easy green after water changes? Only the planted ones, like this one up here that has all that guppy grass in it, and then like down here with the Java moss, I don't do those. Like guppy grass for me grows wild anyhow, so just only on the planted aquariums, like this one right here, once a week after a water change. You know, this one here, and then I got a couple more out there, but not just for the it's got to be a planted aquarium because the guppy grass grows good anyhow. Mob Guppy says, hang out with King Lee in Minnesota. Yep, I'm going to try to hang out with King Lee. And then Tom from TM Aquatics, I'd like to hook up with him. I think he's got a big bunch of plecos. So I'd like to maybe try to film his fish room. But no matter what, he said that he's got a buddy that has some the fish that I'm looking for. So D from Down the Wormhole is here. What is up, D? Nice to see you. Let's see. I'll get a 100-gallon tank and see how I bet a fish from Walmart likes it. That would be funny, actually. That'd be cool. Some of those big koi bettas would like that. 5K gal with walleye. Where did that go? Oh, 5,000 gallon with walleye, sunnies, bass, catfish, and maybe some pike. That would be amazing, wouldn't it? Oh my gosh. Terry says, what's bringing you back to Chicago? Well, that Pleco Paradise place, I've got to go back there and film it, and then maybe buy some big plecos off of them. They're known for getting in some pretty big ones, so. And they could order me something in, you know. The Bass Pro tanks, yeah, you know what? I've thought about going. Bass Pro's really big on not letting you film there, though. So that's the only thing. It'd have to be a cell phone, kind of like do one of those type of deals where IFG does every once in a while, where he brings a cell phone in and you're really not supposed to be videoing, but they don't know that you are. That's what it would almost have to be like. But I think a Bass Pro would make a good video. In some of my older videos, I brought in some GoPros and different things like that and did a little bit of underwater with their turtles to do an intro to one of my videos and stuff. But I got to switch tanks, guys. This one won't take very long because it had evaporated quite a ways down. That one won't take very long. Let's do top offs on these. pop off on those down there. These 3 down here don't have any fish. This one doesn't have any fish, so. Boom, 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 boom. Let's see here. What did I miss? Michigan Aquatics is here. What's up, Michigan Aquatics? Select Pet is here. What is up, man? My Bass Pro tank is so lame. We've got one here in Iowa. I grew up in southern Missouri where the headquarters, the first Bass Pro was. So I was really spoiled with that one because it is amazing. I mean, they've got the hook up there. I mean, it's awesome. Great big 5 foot long gator gar, you know. They got alligators. They've just got awesome stuff. But mine isn't too bad, you know. There's a couple of probably 6,000 gallon aquariums in it. All right, guys, I'm going to switch again. Select Pet says, what kind of hose do you use for the pump? How did you decide on that hose? I don't really know what the name of it is. It is just, it's the same thing that you use for, like it's tubing that you would use for like a canister filter, but it's the bigger stuff. So I don't know if it's the 1 inch. I can't remember. I got it from Dr. Foster's, and the reason why I got it was because I was using it for my aquaponics setup down in the basement for a long time, and I really liked it. It was durable, and you could get it in long, you know, footage or whatever, and it wasn't that expensive. But that's pretty much why I ended up using it, and you know, it's worked really good. I've not had any complaints with it. All righty. Then it just folds up real nice and fits in a 5-gallon bucket so I can carry it around. So I don't know. I've been doing it that way for quite a while, and I kind of like it. So that's what the tubing looks like. Be right back, guys. So I don't know how good you guys can see it, but that tank right there we're filling, and it's you guys' job to keep me from overfilling it. Let's see here. Kevin said something. You'll pass a big Cabela's on your way up here. Yeah, I've seen that one before, actually. I've been there before. Poor dog. Must have eaten fruitcake. Can't wait to check out the new Bass Pro Aquarium in Springfield. Yeah, I know. I think it costs a little bit to go through, but still, I think it would be worth it. Yeah, Tampa Tom, that would be funny. All right, I'm going to scroll down here to the bottom. The talk of native fish tanks reminds me of this bluegill I want to rescue from my classmates they put into a 10-gallon tank. Aw. Thanks, Haley. What's up? What's up, Candy? Merry Christmas, Candy. Uh-oh, the family has started singing Christmas carols. You'll make it. Let's see here. Uh-oh, the boss is here. Yeah, no kidding, right? Reels Tank says, no, it's our job to distract you and make flood the floor. Then you can walk on water. Yep. It's happened. I shall respond accordingly, Turbo, once I'm done taking shots every time Jeff says, let's see here. That is funny. Let's see here. There's the fish store that will take it in and put it into their empty 30-gallon tank. Yeah, it's kind of tough. Lots of times it's not really necessarily it's not really their fault. They didn't know any better, but the best thing to do would be to try to talk them into doing something. Have somebody, because I'm pretty sure you said it's a bluegill, so I'm pretty sure you're not supposed to release those back into the wild once you've caught them. So I mean, technically, I think you would need to get a hold of a division of Fish and Wildlife, I think, is what you technically should try to do. I think that they would probably put it to sleep, honestly. Oddball Aquatics says, ugh, I have to build a dollhouse. I can't get plastered yet. The kid's not asleep. She has to be asleep before I can start. Oh my gosh. Select Pet says, think I'm going to insulate my basement fish room. What kind of insulation should I use? I'm not sure. I started asking about this because, you know, Dan's Fish, he's got blown-in insulation in his basement. But I mentioned that to someone else in the hobby, and they said they don't recommend to do that type of insulation due to moisture concerns, you know, because black mold could grow on that and stuff. So I would think the best recourse would be to insulate your basement in the exterior walls, and then, you know, do sheetrock with, you know, mud and tape and all that kind of stuff, and then use some kind of moisture resistant paint over the outside. That's what I would suggest. But I've thought of that same thing, because I really would need to do that with my basement. You know, before I can build a fish room in my basement, I really need to insulate it. Now, most of my basement wall is below ground. You know, 90% of it is. But it does get kind of chilly down there in the wintertime. So I don't know. Ken Amy says use foam boards. Mike says use the XPS foam. That's an interesting. I would like to know. Is all block? I know. See, that's the way mine is too, man. That's the way mine is too. So I really don't know what to tell you. I do know that I've seen, like Dan's Fish, he has sprayed in insulation. But then when I brought that up to do that maybe in my basement, it was brought up about the moisture concerns, and that really is a big deal. I got to go over here and start watching this tank. All righty. Mike says he insulated his basement with foam board and have been happy with that. Okay. Curious Oxalata says, how long can bluegill live without proper food? I think they're kind of like a predator. So really a good diet of some kind of meat would be proper for them. But I think that they can get away with pellet food, you know, for long periods of time. I'm sure they could live off of pellet food, but to be happy and really thrive, the right diet would be the best. Hopefully that answers your question. Turbo Fish says he insulated his whole house with asbestos and lead paint. Jeremy says, I think the spray on insulation, it depends on if it's open or closed cell. I could be wrong, though. That is a good point. I'm sure what you could do is you could probably get a hold of someone that specializes in insulation and go down that wormhole and then let me know what you find out. You do all the investigation and then let me know. Had to be lying to me about feeding it only cheese and earthworms for 3 months. Huh. I wouldn't think that cheese would be very good for it. I would think that they would probably eat earthworms, but I don't know that that would need to be the steady diet for it. All righty. Got to make sure that I can see this tank right here in case somebody tries to get me on a long story. Mr. B says, I have a crack in my foundation that weeps in the wrong weather conditions. I have the same issue, and it's been the same. It's not gotten any worse for like the last probably 12 years or so. And I really feel like I need to probably, because my house is settled, and that's probably the reason why it's done that. I would think that I would probably need to, gosh, I heard noises. I thought I heard overflow noises. I would think that I need to have it jacked up and then have those anchors that they drill into the ground, and then it pulls the basement wall in. But the only way to really truly fix those cracks is from the outside. So you would have to dig out around the house and everything. John Bedker says, don't your cheese creeks eat cheese? Nope, they don't. Nope, but I did get some new food for them. and I can't find them right now. They're Sarah Cat chips, I think is what they're called, whales chips. And they seem to like those a lot. They love veggies a lot. Pleco versus cheese. Yeah, I've thought of that before, but I don't know how good that would be for them. All right, guys, I'm going to go up here and start getting ready to change. Yeah, I know it's getting close, full moon. That was pretty close. Full Moon Aquatics, it was rather close. It really was. Mr. B's Fishing Thing says need to have it sealed. They can come in and fill it. Yeah, I can't remember who it was that told me, so I don't know how much they really know what they're talking about. But somebody was telling me years ago to really, because the way they explained it was if you seal it from the inside, water from the outside, because those blocks are like this wild. Now, maybe if they sealed it and they were sealing it a long ways in and they knew how deep their sealant was going or something, maybe. I'm sure there's someone out there that knows more than I do about it, but the way that one guy was telling me was you seal it from the inside, then the water, when it comes into that crack, then I've got to shut this phone off. Then what it does is it will freeze and crack again in there. It's the way it kind of was told to me. So that's why I've been reluctant to do anything about it, because, you know, you're going to have to get a backhoe in here and all that kind of stuff to seal it from the outside in. That's a big deal. It's only one wall in the basement. Catch the water coming in and filter it for the tank. Yeah, no, right? No doubt. The one nice thing about it is the wall that does weep, and just like Brandon said, it weeps a little bit. But that wall is right over my drain, so it's never been a problem at all. It's never even puddled or anything, and it's all right where that crack is. It's sloped towards the drain there and everything. So Mike says we had to do our basement in our old house. They put a system in that had drains throughout the floor. Awesome. My cousin has an eel from the wild on a makeshift stand that's gonna break. She just doesn't know why the eel isn't happy. Aw. Oh no, Select Pet says I came into my basement with 3 inches of standing water once. I came into my basement with 3 inches of waste one time. Our waste line got completely clogged up. The neighbor's tree roots had grew into it, but it never gave us any warning. Like, we never had any backup or anything. It was just like all of a sudden out of the blue, boom, and it was in the basement floor. But since then, I have used, like, once a year, I'll get some copper sulfate. It's rather expensive, but you flush that down your lines, and that eats away the tree roots. What do you think, guys? What's it look like on camera? We sold a bunch of kits with filters and heaters. Awesome. Is that an eel in the tank beside you? It's awful fast. I don't have an eel, so I can answer that no. John's like, fingers crossed. They call me Tom because I can dig as fast as a bobcat. True story. Okay, I got to switch tanks. Woo! That was a close one. That was a close one. That just about did it. Real close. That one was a rim buster. Oh. Okay. The tank away from the one you're feeling. No need to look at the one you're feeling. Go look for the eel. Yeah, I don't have an eel. Yeah, you almost got me, guys. You almost did. I would suggest actually looking at Aquarium Co-op's channel. He has a few videos, I think, on 10-gallon stocking. Risky game you're playing, Jeffro. I know, Benjamin P. And it's usually like this one right here is, I like to fill it up quite a ways. But last weekend, I mean, it was just right at the tip. It was a little more than what I needed to. Learning to fish keep is in the house. What is up? Love that hat. Thank you very much. The Cowboys made it to the playoffs, so I'm looking forward to that. John Bedker says hashtag fancy pants. I think one of these days I'm just going to not wear any pants and see what you guys say the first time. Not like full, what do you call it, Rambo or nothing like that, you know. But yeah, living on the edge is right. And this one you guys can't even see, so I have to keep on looking. Not that anyone would help me if it was almost overflowing. Select Pet says it's a camo hat to hide the star. That's a good one. One thing about it, if you're really trying to zing a Cowboys fan, it's really hard to do because there are so many Cowboys haters out there, and every year we're used to it, you know. I mean, it happens. British flag wrestling shorts. Yeah, no kidding, right? Oh, that'd be funny. Pretty good. Been there too many times. Fish room shot back for the win. Yeah, I have had to as well. I actually had the worst one I've ever had. It's been probably about 3 weeks ago. One of the 40-gallon breeders out in the dining room. I don't know why, but I was doing a 30% water change. And right whenever I put the water hose in to fill it back up, I came in here for something. And then I got sidetracked and I started commenting on videos and stuff. And all of a sudden, out of the blue, luckily from here, I heard what sounded like water splashing. I'm like, what? There's no way that thing could be full already. And I went in there and it was going everywhere. I mean, everywhere. It was bad. It was the worst one I've ever had. It was a bad one. Candy overall says waterfall. That's what it sounds like in here right now. I can't wait to get the water levels up a little ways. Let's see here. Got a 29 on a deal. It failed the leak test. Boo. Yeah. I'm still wondering if I should buy that one tank that's, I think it's a 380 gallon. It won't fit through my door, and I'm thinking about just going ahead and buying it. The only thing I'm really concerned about is I really need to probably, get the rim and the bottom off of it and get the sides off of it when I bring it home before it gets cold, because I'm afraid that if I started working with the glass and trying to cut it and get it open and to get it in the house when it's cold, it might crack. I don't want to do that because then I'm really into it for more money. Full Moon Aquatics says waterline. Yeah, this one we've got quite a ways. We've got another 4 inches or so. It's a 55 gallon that I'm filling this time. Resealing isn't that bad. Yeah, it's not that bad. It's just work, meticulous work. You've got to, and I've never done one before, so I'm just speaking of what I've seen and heard, but just sounds like you got to really be meticulous with your cleaning, make sure and get all old stuff off of it. Yeah, and then when you're putting it back together, make sure and get it all straight. And I don't know. It'd almost be nice to have someone like me and Brandon have talked about this before. He's done them, and it'd be nice to have someone that has done them before with me the first time. You know, one of those type of deals where I do this side and then you're going to do the next one. You know what I mean? And I'm here to help you if you do something wrong, you know. And Jeff, you need to make sure and get these bubbles out of here. You know, bubbles are not good and different things like that. You know, I mean, plus, you know, someone to help you that knows what they're doing to help you hold things up and all that kind of stuff, you know, help you carry a, gosh, how long is that one? I think it was a 380 gallon tank. How long were the sides? Can't remember. They were 6 foot by 36 by 36, I believe. So 6 foot by 36 inch sheet of glass, pretty heavy. John Bedker says, going to dial my tanks back to 20, then just replace smaller tanks with bigger ones. Awesome. Hey, I didn't get to ask you if you ended up getting those tanks that you were talking about on that deal. Mike says, resealing tanks is easy. Don't let it scare you. I probably should pull the trigger on that tank then. You know, Maple Street Aquatics is here. What's up, buddy? Reggie Holland is here. The hardest part is cleaning, cutting out all the old silicone. Yeah. Tape is a must when putting in the new silicone. 100% silicone, by the way. Yep, I knew all that. I don't know if I would have thought about the tape. Bonnie Strides would love to come help me. Well, you come right on over, Bonnie. You come right on over. John says the smell of silicone is awesome. Cichlids 23 says that's 404 gallons. I'm pretty sure it was a 6 by 3 foot by 3 foot. So maybe I was saying 36 inches, but 3 foot. Well, 3 foot is 36 inches, right? It's 24. Actually, 3 foot is 36 inches. So yeah, whatever they were listing it as a 380 gallon is what they were calling it. 380 DD by Marine Land. I've got to switch tanks, guys. Whoa. There's a chair back there, Jeffro. Should be half-inch glass. I'm pretty sure it was, Kevin. Reggie says, I did a 120 and it's not that bad. Go for it. I think I'm going to. That may be what I get myself for Christmas. I haven't started talking the guy down yet. The tank, brand new, is, excuse me. The tank, brand new, is a $4,000 tank. I don't know how used it is. I haven't even got into the talking with the guy yet. I think he's having troubles getting rid of it because if you think about it, if it's 36 inches wide and tall and 6 foot long, people's doorway has to be 36 inches wide to fit through. Now, a lot of the newer houses, that is the case, you know. If people are thinking about universal design and handicap accessibility, yada, yada, yada. But I run into a lot of houses where they're 34 inches. Now, on a 34-inch door, you could probably take the door jambs off and get it in. But right now, he is asking $1,200 for it. So I'm thinking of maybe getting down in like the $700 range, somewhere around in there, maybe. I don't want to lowball him too much, but I don't want to pay too much for it either. I've got to watch right here, right now. Charlie is here. Merry Christmas, everyone, and God bless. You too, Charlie. Nice to see you, buddy. Hopefully you guys are having a grand time out there. I've been in 60-degree weather the last couple of days. Like today, whenever I left, it was 52. Southern Missouri was beautiful. No rain, no snow, sun. It had a little bit of wind one of the days when I was there, but man, lots of food, lots of eating. Oh, it was a good time. Good time. Some are built with sides on top of the glass. Oddball Aquatic says goes live and how fast I can build this. Yeah, no kidding. Let's see. Keith Fordley says it's going to take a case of silicone. Yeah, no kidding. I know. And that's if I can get the guy talked down to, you know, he might be really stuck on it. I mean, maybe he just bought the tank a year ago for 4,000 and I come to him with 700 and he's like, get out of here. I don't want to pay 1,200 for it. You know what I mean? If I'm paying that much for a tank, like, I feel like I need to know how new it is. Like, I don't know. It's an awful lot. Science Gal Aquatic says, can I just build a small house around my arowanas tank? Yeah. That thing is going to get big, actually. That may very well. No, I was going to say, I think that might have been the first time I've ever seen an arowana, but I take that back. I was at Pleco Paradise a couple months ago, and they had they had a couple of tanks full of Asian arowana, and I think they had some just exactly like yours. Reggie Holland says anything less than 1,000 seems like a steal. Be careful on the doors, though. A lot of times a 36-inch door is less than that with the door stop. Yeah, my doors are like 32, so there's no way. I'm probably going to have to take the tank apart. The only real options for me is to take the tank apart or to take out my bay window. My bay window needs to be replaced, but I really wouldn't want to do that till the spring. And it doesn't need to be replaced like it's cracked and it's leaking. It's just an old bay window. So this would be an excuse for me to take the window out and replace it with new vinyl windows or something, you know. I don't know. I think for me, I would rather do the take the tank apart thing. But that helps a lot on letting me, you know, because the tank, I did look it up and brand new, $4,000. But then whenever I brought up that it was Marineland to someone was telling me that Marineland has been having some problems with their tanks blowing out and not to even get it. You know what I mean? So I've got to think about that too. I actually forgot about that part. Captain Savage Aquatics is in the house. Good evening, everyone. Merry Christmas, everyone. You too, Brian. Nice to see you, buddy. And hopefully you have a good Merry Christmas with your family. If you have a farmer's co-op or similar type supplier near, they usually have CU SO4 at good prices. Some plumber supply type stores do too. All righty. Check brand. Let me know the rebuild is different. Some are easier than others. Okay. Good grief. I'm getting close to the point where I need to get up and start watching it because this tank is a creeper. Like the stand, I leveled it before I filled all the tanks and it's off level now. So it's a little bit off level. I need to one of these days drain them all down really good and level them again. Let's see here. Old Marineland is good glass, easy rebuild. All right. Thanks, Brandon. Reef had his Marineland custom tank blowout. They don't make custom tanks anymore. Gotcha. All right, I really probably need to get up here and start watching it because it's getting up there. All right, we got a ways. We got a little ways. Vanessa MSA is in the house. What is up, girl? Welcome to the live stream. I don't think that I've ever seen you in here before, so thanks for stopping in. Should you take the tank completely apart and then reseal it, or do you just scrape off the silicone from the inside and re-silicone it? I really don't know. I've got to for sure take it down quite a bit, because if I don't, I won't be able to get it through. So I've got to at least take off I've got to at least take off 3 sides the way I look at it. All right, guys, I'm going to get back up here and watch again. Only reseal the inside. All right. Make sure everything's looking good. Oh boy. I don't like doing those at the end. Those are tough. On half of Maple Street Aquatics. Oh, other half of Maple Street Aquatics. Awesome, Vanessa. Thanks for stopping in. He's a good guy. Your husband's a good guy. You can offer just resealed. You can offer just reseal just the inside. Okay, that makes sense. We have had marine lens that leaked like a month in, and ones that lasted like a decade. Yes, exactly. I think we all know what we're really here for. Yeah, I know, right? Gosh. Okay. Yeah, she'll be so sad. I am at the bottom of the chat. So, yeah, I'm winning so far. No overflows. Look at that tank, how close it is to the top without overflowing. Google Hangouts, that tank looks so much better. I did cut down the light on that tank too, though. But like this one is still blown out. But I think the biggest reason is because the light is on top of the tank, you know. But it is bad. So I need to get into settings on here one of these days and see if I can adjust like white balance. There might not be anything I can do about that. Copper sulfate. Seriously, I can't. Okay, so the Cu SO4 equals copper sulfate. Yeah, I get mine at I've got a place here in town called oh, what's it called? It's a farm store is what it is. Orscheln's. And it's a pretty good sized jug, and it is expensive. And yeah. Bottom chat filler. Thanks, Curious. Seriously, I can't wait to see that big tank in the basement fish room when you get it down there. Yeah, that wouldn't probably happen. You know what I mean? Like, that's another thing. Gosh, the sound just changed on my hang on the back on this 40-gallon breeder. And I thought that meant that it was overflowing. I'm like, Mr. B says, love the low tank. I do too. I really love it, especially for the, I've just got plecos in it right now. But one of the biggest things that I really like is like this week I did a video where I did a little bit of, at the intro, I did a little bit of filming for the intro. Excuse me. And it's got some really cool views. Like I can walk all the way around it and view that tank from all four sides the way I've got it set up. This side over here where this little stand is, not as good, but I can still lean over in and look down the end. So no matter what, I can view it from all sides. Oh boy, this 40-gallon breeder is a tricky one. But yeah, I really enjoy the view from the end on that tank. So I got some new baby fry that I didn't have before I left. Then I've got some plecos that just turned into wigglers while I was gone, and they're all doing good. Every last one of the eggs hatched, so that's a good deal. Yeah, I haven't found any deaths in any of the tanks. Fed all the tanks. Everyone was hungry. You know, I think I did feed Friday, so that's not that bad. Friday night to Monday night, just a few days, but they were hungry. It's funny to watch you stressing, worrying about the tanks overflowing. I'm telling you, like it's it's serious, especially this one. This one really creeps up on you because you don't have that rim. Like whenever you get close to the rim, that's when you know to get over there and get close. Well, this one don't have the rim. Like really, I need to change it. All right, that was not cool. I dumped the pitcher at the end. And it like almost started to overflow. Okay. I gotta pay attention here, guys. Yeah, these I've got to pay attention. Wow, that was a close one. Finally back at the comment section level where I should be. Where we at on time? 9:16. Cool. All right, guys. I'm going to have to make a mad dash. I kind of messed up and put a smaller tank at the end. So when this one gets to a certain point, which we're already there, I'm going to have to take off running. All right. Yeah, that one is very close. All right, we are done. I need to send a message really quick to ask someone a question before I say something. Let's see here. All righty. So let's see here. Splash down. What did Dan say? Candy, you are closing in on 300 subs. Yep. I sub to her. Talks about saving a small tank for last. Yeah, I know. Like, what I like to do is I like to have a bigger tank be last. And it doesn't really matter technically, because a bigger tank almost full is no different than a smaller tank almost full. But in my mind, I would rather have a big tank at the end. But it really, if you really think about it, that doesn't really matter. A big tank that's almost full is the same as a little tank almost full. But I will say a big tank almost full has a lot more surface area to help me make it to the kitchen to shut off the water hose than a small tank does. Yeah, that is probably right. I noticed the hose in the water. How do you deal with biosecurity during water changes, especially with a tank that is dealing with an outbreak of something? I've been really lucky, Benjamin. That's all I can say. I've been doing it this way, exactly this way, for... gosh, and I better knock on wood when I talk about this stuff. Mr. Superstitious here, but yeah, I've been doing it this way for a long time. Yeah, I know. Like, I used to, even like on my nets and stuff like that, I used to, use it. I mean, I've got tons of different nets. So like this fish room has like 3 different nets. I've got nets in every fish room that I don't use in here. You know what I mean? But that's about as far as it goes. I've been to some fish rooms that are really picky on all of their stuff, but I haven't ever gotten that picky. You know what I mean? It's one of those type of deals where I know exactly what you mean. Best no content channel on YouTube. Yes, definitely. I guess the best I can do, Benjamin, is I wouldn't recommend doing it this way. There's better ways to probably do it safer. But whenever you get up to 40 tanks, it's either this way or automatic, water system. So like auto drip stuff, then you're not ever putting anything in the tanks and putting this in that tank and this in that tank. But yeah, every single one of my aquariums just had the same hose put in it. So yeah, technically, it's not a very good thing. You're chancing it, I guess. Jet Shrimp Granny says, guys, I just found a bud latte on my back porch. Santa is making his rounds. Awesome. Nothing new has come in to mine in a long time. You get a confidence after a while. Yeah, definitely. And I hate to even talk about it really, but really, I guess, you know, like if there was a new fish into one of your new systems that you might do the old tanks first, and then the new tank with the new fish that's in it, the quarantine tank, maybe do it last or something that day, and then at the end of it, dunk your hose down into some antibacterial stuff or something, I guess. Cindy Ritchie says, I changed my tank the same way, no problems. Yeah, there's a possibility of problems, but yeah, it's one of those things where if you don't talk about it, it won't happen, right? Burning the Yule log while watching Jeffroz FishKeeping. Awesome, Dan. Okay, I'm waiting on a text from someone that told me earlier this evening that they was going to be going live. They're probably away from their phone. Candy, are you still in the chat? Okay. Do you know if Priscilla has stream scheduled for after me here? She had told me earlier that she was thinking about it. She hasn't answered me back yet, so I was just wanting to. Priscilla was talking about going live after me earlier, but I haven't talked to her again about it. Got a little floater. I'm going to have to get that thing planted again. It's floating around on top of the water. Let's see. Oh, okay. Mr. B says, I run a quarantine tank isolated from everything else. I've got a ton of tanks that are empty and open. Okay, so Priscilla did just text me back. She is going live after me. So here in about 6 minutes or so, I will stop and Priscilla will start going. I don't really always necessarily run. I mean, like this tank used to forever, this little 10-gallon one right there, forever was a quarantine tank. And now it just houses my zebra danios. These 3 tanks are open right here. I've always got something open, and if I don't have something open, like I've got one brand new tank on my dining room table that I could set up, and then if I don't have something open, I learned a long time ago, if you don't have like a quarantine that's open, you know, because what happens is you keep it for quarantine for so long that you haven't bought fish in so long, and then you're like, okay, these are done quarantining, and then it's like, you know, that ends up not being a quarantine tank anymore. It ends up being a tank that's in the system, and I like that one being a quarantine tank because I'm through there a lot. So those fish are already bought and paid for. So like whenever I go up to Minnesota, I'll take those with me. And then that tank will be empty again. And what I'll probably do is take the filtration out of it. It's bare bottom, but I might just take the tank down and clean it really good and swap out filters, you know, put a different cycled filter in there and get it going again as a hospital tank. Because right now I've just got some overflow guppy grass in it, which it looks like the zebra danios chewed on it pretty good this weekend while I was gone. They were hungry. Yule log is a log-shaped chocolate cake. Hit the like. Thanks a lot, Jess. What's up, fishy people? What is up, Jeremy's Wild Studio? About to be done. We just got done doing the water changes in here. Just got back from a Christmas holiday weekend at my folks, and saw all the family and everything, and got home and fed everyone, and then made sure all the fishies were doing good and the froggies. I actually trimmed on one of my vivariums a little bit. There was some dead foliage in there, and then I also cleaned out their water dish really good, and yeah, and then came in here and went live and did some water changes. So life is good. When you get your water changes done, life is good. So got about 3 minutes left. Tomorrow morning's video, it's kind of a Christmas video and kind of not really, but the intro is. So it's kind of a Merry Christmas type of video, but it is a Pleco versus food video that was a pretty good one. Like, so I suggest you guys check that one out. It'll be out tomorrow morning at 7 a.m. Central. So check that one out. It's a food that I think I will probably feed my Plecos again. It's one that Dank told me about that he had tried out. And then I'd heard some other people talking about it that they'd tried it and their Plecos wouldn't eat it. But my Plecos, I'd fed them the night before green beans too. So I was kind of wondering if they would be like, because like tonight when I put those new Sarah catfish chips in there, they had not ate since Friday. And it was like a swarm of 30 Plecos on those catfish chips. It was just a frenzy. And I knew it wouldn't be like that, but they really tore this this food that I used in this video for tomorrow up. So make sure and check that one out. And then another thing that we need to talk about, since I missed Saturday night, I will go live one night this week. Right now I'm kind of teetering on maybe Friday night, and I'll do another one of those like mobile live stream things. Depends on what my video is for Friday. I think my video Friday is me putting my Cheese Creek Plecos in the system. So maybe I'll do one of those live streams where Friday's video, if it's the Cheese Creek video, then I'll do a live stream from that tank and we'll talk about it or something maybe. I don't know. We'll see. But I have to add another live stream into the mix this week to be able to keep on pace for the 100. So the next time I will be seeing you guys is Thursday night for my Q&A live stream at 8 p.m. Central Standard Time. Otherwise, check out tomorrow's video, and then we'll go live an extra night this week. And it might even be Tuesday or Wednesday. Who knows? It just kind of depends on how things go. Actually, tomorrow is Tuesday, so it won't be Tuesday. It won't be tomorrow at all. I'm going to do some rest and relaxation tomorrow, but anyhow, everybody head on over to Priscilla MK Art. She's going to be doing a live stream. Even if you can only stay and just say hey, show some support there. And otherwise, we'll see you Thursday night. Everybody have a Merry Christmas. Peace out, y'all.